As the federal election campaign continues in this battleground riding, Cabinet Minister Ahmed Hussen joined the Liberal Party candidate Tony van Bynen. The riding of Newmarket Aurora is an urban riding and one of those key ridings that all of the political parties will look to win. The three candidates are Tony van Bynen, the incumbent MP, who will be running for the Liberals, Harold Kim, who will be running for Canada's Conservatives, and Yvonne Kelly, who will be running for the New Democrats. What strategies will Tony van Bynen use to win the upcoming election? Well, here's my interview with him. All right, Tony, so thanks for joining me here today. So you're the Liberal candidate in the riding of Newmarket Aurora. So obviously, I mean, from the elections passed in 2015 and 2019, the voters, it's a pretty competitive riding, I guess you could say. So just what would you say to a voter who's kind of a bit on the fence right now as to who they're going to vote for?
Well, I think the differences that are being offered by the platforms of the two different parties are pretty clear. And so I would recommend, number one, that people inform themselves in terms of what the party platforms are, and that they cast their ballot with the party that best reflects the values and the important issues. Like our party, for example, affordable housing and the environment. Those are two big issues for us. And childcare. All of those things will have a huge impact on the future of our country, including Newmarket Aurora. So those are the kinds of things that they need to give some thought to.
You mentioned housing, and that's obviously a big topic of concern for many people. And obviously, the cost of housing here in Newmarket Aurora is decently high. So what steps would your party take? I believe the Liberal leader and just came out a couple of days ago with some steps as to what the Liberal Party would take. But what are some steps that you would like to see taken?
Well, the things that are being proposed that I think have a lot of attraction for individuals is the $40,000 being able to save tax-free and tax-free out. So that helps people find an opportunity to build a down payment. The other one is looking at financial options where there's rent to own. There's a lot of people that are renting that would like to own. And I also want to mention as well that, the Liberal government and Minister Hussen himself actually sponsored a $79 million investment for the apartment buildings that are going up on Davis Drive. So we're making direct investments. We're making the purchase and sale transaction more transparent. We're trying to reduce and eliminate speculation through some of the rules that we're introducing, and we're giving people an opportunity to save a down payment and to find options like the rent to own.
And just as one final question, I think is a good way to end it off. I asked the same question to the minister. Just what are you hearing at the doors when you're going door to door here in the riding?
Well. And I heard what the minister had to say, and I quite agree with him, is that number one is people want to turn the corner on the COVID and make sure that we get life back to a new normal. And then the next steps is how are we going to recover? What type of plans do we need to make sure that the economy rebounds, that we continue and create more jobs as we go forward? The child care benefit is going to make it possible for more people to work and strengthen the economy. So I think those are the three top priorities: child care, environment, affordable housing. We're hearing an awful lot about health care as well. And at the same time, we're hearing that people want to make sure that we have a responsible budget going forward, so that we manage our way through the debt that we incurred in a responsible way, so that we balance our social support programs and we balance our financial programs.
All right, Tony, Liberal candidate in Newmarket Aurora, thank you.
Thank you for the interview. Glad to see you out.
Yeah, thank you. Why did Minister Hussen find it important to come and help out Tony van Bynen? Well, here's my interview with Minister Hussen. Okay, Minister, so thanks for taking the time to speak with me today. And so you're running in York South-Weston, and you're here today volunteering with Tony van Bynen in Newmarket Aurora. Why is it important for you to come to ridings like Tony's and help him go knock on some doors?
Well, first of all, I'm the Liberal candidate in York South-Weston, so right now, just like Tony, we're both candidates, and I really like what Tony has been able to do here in Newmarket Aurora since 2019. Tony's a strong fighter for this community. He was the previous mayor of this great city, and I came to knock on doors with him so we can engage voters and share with them our plan to continue and finish the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic, but also share with them our plans for a strong and inclusive economic recovery for Canadians, supports for seniors, supports for families and children and businesses. And Tony gets it. Tony has been really fighting hard for his community, and I'm really glad to be here to work with Tony so that we can engage with as many voters as possible so that Tony can come back as the Member of Parliament for Newmarket Aurora.
What are you hearing at the doors when you're door knocking at the houses of the residents in this riding?
Well, people are concerned about COVID still, but they're also concerned about looking at which party has a credible plan for a strong and inclusive economic recovery. We're hearing concerns about housing affordability, and I had the opportunity to mention our housing plan that was released yesterday, which really will enable so many young Canadians and first-time home buyers to access their dream of home ownership, but also build more affordable housing. We're hearing from families on the importance of continuing the investments to support families and seniors and children. So, I'm happy to be here with Tony to continue that conversation.
All right, thank you, Minister.
Thank you, Wyatt.